So good morning, good afternoon, good evening traders wherever you are in the world, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the weekly review. Okay, so we are going to be breaking down EURUSD to see if it's going high or low or what we're expecting for the week. Okay, remember last week we called this move out successfully. It happened and we had good plays out of it. So if I zoom out to the weekly time frame on EURUSD, or let's go to the daily time frame on EURUSD, you could easily see that EURUSD has been bearish for the most amount of times. It has been bearish, but I told you guys that we should not be looking to sell every single supply, 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 because we are going to end up taking a ton of losses. Imagine we started doing that from these zones. We would have already been accumulating losses so far. Okay, so that was why we're not looking for a sell, and we immediately discovered that we were in a bullish kind of range or perspective. Okay. Okay, now please don't click off. We're not saying it's bullish or we're not telling you to buy. That's why you have to have a good attention span. Yeah, so now we drew out this demand zone which price started holding. Okay, and what gave this away, what kind of is kind of shifting my mind from being bullish in this market is I'm looking at the previous price action, because price already tapped into our demand zone this way, tapping into this zone. Let me circle that out, and then price broke structure first of all, and we broke structure, and we all discussed why this price should not come below this low here, this low right here. We all discussed why it shouldn't come below this low. If you didn't get the reason, go to the previous video, it is well detailed there. Now price ended up hitting our target, if you can remember, which was this high right here. That was our target for the week. It hit it properly. Now I normally trade London session, so this down move here was not in my session, so I wasn't even there to trade. But I marked out a demand zone around this area or something of that nature. You can see it was blown through during news. We don't trade news, we wait for good price action, and I don't just mark out supply and demand zones and place trades directly off of it. I have to wait for confirmations and my entry criteria to be met before entering into a trade. So we predicted this move to the upside. Let me go ahead and delete all of this so we don't get ourselves confused. Okay, so once price went to that high, price hit our target but failed to break this structure. Okay, let me go to a higher time frame so you can see that in perspective. You can see on a higher time frame, on the 4-hour, or even if you go to the daily time frame, this wasn't a break of structure. You can see price did not spend time. Just as I normally explain, if you want to see a break of structure, price has to spend time above this zone. Now price failed to do that. Price did not spend time above this zone, which makes me not look at this as a break of structure. Even if it wicked up a little bit, you can see there are just wicks right there, so that is not a break of structure. The only break of structure we can notice for the whole week, okay, a lot of traders too also just looking at this down push, they'll be considering this down here a break of structure, which I clearly disagree with. That is also not a break of structure. This downside here is not a break of structure. Now let me show you guys the real break of structure in this market. It's gonna be this low here. That's the first structure that got broken, because take a look at it. Price closed below it and spent time what? Below it. So that is why I consider that what a valid break of structure on this zone. Now why is it a structure? You can see it was the first high that was formed after this break of structure, and then what? It kept price above. So price going below here and closing below here indicates a market shift to the bearish side. Okay, so that's one thing that's for sure. Now am I fully bearish on EURUSD because of this break? Not really now, but I'm bearish, but not fully bearish. You get me? So now the thing is, I want to see a break of this low. I want to see a break of this low to show continuation of trend and possibly taking out of this what? Demand zone. Possibly taking out of this demand zone and staying under it for a while. Okay, but will it be smart for me to start looking for buys on this up move right here? Will it be smart? I don't think so. I don't think it's the best kind of stuff that's going to happen, except we get a break above this high. So you can see how conditions are lining up. But so far, the conditions that are ripe, that it's very obvious to kind of look for those positions is this supply zone here. Since we had a break, a little break here, we're just following the supply zone, looking for our next target to be what? This low right here, because it hasn't been taken out. It will also take out the previous low. Okay, so we are kind of looking to start selling. Obviously, I started selling this week, even before on Friday, even before this kind of talk. So we are looking for bearish pushes. That is what I think is most probable in this market. We're looking for what? Bearish push. So we expect the market to what? Take that zone and kind of give us more reasons to look for what? Larger sales to go lower. So that's just taking scenario based. What if we open the market and then something, maybe a news, makes it break this high and stays above it? We will what? Have to reanalyze and what? Confirm if we should go long, or if it is just an absorption or anything of that sort. If any of these terms are making you confused, please make your research and learn more about it. Or you could just leave a comment letting me know the areas you want to learn, so I could make videos on them. I'm still going to make a course, but it's not going to be for free, obviously. And because of the time it takes to learn this concept, for me to devote my time to explain these concepts to details and give you my exact strategy and management, I don't want to do all that for free. Obviously, I'm going to drop little nuggets on this channel, technical analysis, weekly forecast for you guys to play around with. Now, if we look at this supply zone and expect that this supply zone is going to be holding for the long term, we could go lower so I could show you my exact entries. It wasn't an over confirmed trade, it was just a normal trade right here, which netted about a 1 to 8 or 1 to 10. Sorry about all the noise, it's a bit windy. So it netted about a 1 to 10 risk to reward on my account. Okay, so it was just based on lower time frame breaks of structure. You can see it actually went above this zone, but I wasn't really trusting it. So you had the break of structure, a second break of structure, and this consolidation, I found an entry on the lower time frames, and that was the entry for the week. Okay, so this took price lower. If you weren't able to get involved there, you could see this break of structure to the top side and then break of structure to the lower side. A good entry would have been there for you to ride it lower. So that's just by the way. So I'm already bearish on this. Looking in for the next week. All these are back tested trades, so I think it wasn't even my session. This trade I just took it out of having a good confirmation. All these are back tested. I normally like to trade during my session. I don't take any trades outside of my session. So we expect EURUSD to be bearish. So you should look for what? Lower time frame breaks or structure to what? Continue these moves to the downside. Continue these moves to the downside, because that is where it is more likely to what? Go to. Let's mark out our target for the week. So I'm just gonna try my best to delete all of this stuff to make our chart a little bit clean. Even though we're gonna make it messy during the week, let's just make it a little clean. Okay, that's done. That's done. Hope you guys are marking up your charts. Hope you guys are back testing and forward testing these things with me. Okay, I'm actually forward testing and testing on live account, but you guys should be taking note of these things and looking at price delivers, because that's what we are here to do. We are not here to actually predict. We are here to make money. So if you're even able to make a buy this week that gives you profit, I mean, you are on the good side. So since we have described why we are going short, why we are not going to be looking for any longs for this week, we pray the composite man, that's the smart money, helps us push this motherfucker. Push this price. I'm sorry, YouTube. Push this price to this target, and we get our good trades. I'm gonna update you guys if there are any good trades. Normally, I'm really busy trying to plan out a lot of things, so that's good. Now, if we go to USD JPY, we spoke about it being bullish on the last on the last call, I believe from somewhere down here, we're talking about somewhere, I believe this zone right here. Yes, so you can see what USDJPY did from that zone. It has been quite bullish. So we are looking for it has been quite bullish. So right now I can't really say much because I'm not trading it, and I don't want to waste too much mental capacity trying to understand what's going on here, because it took the highs and now it's breaking low. It's at the point of demand, so most probably maybe gonna make it up push, or if it breaks down, we look for good sales to continue the bearish push which has been going on for the longest of times. But with all these bullish breaks, we might expect price to go higher. So that's just my take on USDJPY, and hope you understood something. Leave a comment, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you smash the like button. Thank you guys for listening to me.